train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Hi, I'm Rocco Vialli, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people.
Rocco's!
A part of your community.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
Back at Concord High School, there's a good look at the two teams lined up on the base pass. We just had the national anthem, and now we're going to tell you about the starting lineups for today's game. A 2A quarterfinal game between the Northgate Broncos and the Concord Minutemen. Good shot here. We don't have any graphics to show you today, so I'm going to read you the starting lineup. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. We'll try to get it corrected for you. For Northgate, Christina Connect leads off and plays second base. Kelly Steeb, the junior first baseman, bats second. Sydney Gordon today in left field will hit third. Samantha McCardle, a sophomore third baseman, bats fourth. Kelly Sargentson in right field hits fifth. Lindsey Boggs, the center fielder, bats sixth. Megan Noddy, the shortstop, will hit seventh. Heather Langler, the catcher today, hits eighth. And Ariana Shelby, the designated hitter or player, as they call it here in softball, will bat ninth. The pitcher for Northgate is the senior Lisa Perez.
Yeah, as we said earlier, Lisa's got a vast array of pitches, and she's looking forward to a fine game here today at a North Coast section game.
One thing we should be able to do, though, we'll wait until the Minutemen or the Lady Minutemen, we were informed, take the field. But we should be able to show you a decent overhead view of their defense when they're out there warming up today, Coach. And we'll try to get the graphics back up for you just as soon as possible. The umpires for today's game out of the Marin-Sonoma area, Sean Beaton behind the plate and Jerry Boydus on the base pass. The winner of today's game will play Alameda or Piedmont on Friday. The girls' coach are done this week. They have a four games in 5 days format. Very, very tough for a lot of teams. Now, these teams didn't play yesterday, but a lot of teams have to play that. You want to explain why these teams didn't play yesterday, Coach?
Well, basically, there was 12 spots open to be applied for, and only 10 teams showed up. So in order to get back on track, there had to be some buys in there to get things. So some of the first-round games were bypassed.
Concord in the DFAL, both these teams from that league, finished the season 17-4, 15-3 overall. Lost a heartbreaker to Alhambra last week, 2-1. That was for the championship. They have won both games in this series this year. At Northgate back in April, 3-2, and here just last week, 8 days ago, 3-2. So a very familiar setting for both of these squads.
Yeah, the very, very competitive teams. We're really looking forward to bringing this game to you. We think it's going to be a very competitive game, and it's great for the area to have two local teams vying for a North Coast Section Championship.
If we can get an overhead view from the Hertz scissor lift after we take a look at Amanda Volsecki out on the mound, number 2, we will run you around the Concord defensive alignment here today. Volsecki is the pitcher. Her catcher is Carrie Franks. That's the battery today. First baseman is Jessica Caldera. Sarah Hurlbutt at second. Laura Charlo, the social director, Coach, I've been informed of the team, is at short, and Nancy Ordez over at third. In the outfield today, Lisa DiBiase, Elise Van Dyke, and Daniel Edgecombe left to right. We're ready to go here. The top of the order for Northgate today, Connect, Steve, and Gordon here in the top of the first inning against Amanda Volsecki, who has pitched every game for the Lady Minutemen this year.
62 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 38 hits, and this is the stat that boggles me. 53 Ks and only 3 walks.
Wow.
Great control.
Good control. Battle of two different pitchers today. Volsecki, a power pitcher with a good rise ball. Perez, a pitcher who has a lot more in her arsenal, the curve, the change, but a thinking man's or thinking woman's type pitcher. Should be a lot of fun. A lot better weather than last Wednesday, Coach. I can tell you that. Last week was a disaster. First pitch is a fastball to Connect, batting .322, a senior.
And the big stat on her, she's got a .422 on base percentage, which means she's getting on base a lot of different ways.
She showed bunt. The third baseman, Ordaz, is basically playing in the other batter's box for this batter. Connect's nickname is Peanut. She's very competitive. She shows bunt again, now 2-1. And, Coach, she has a favorite food you might want to tell us about.
I don't have that with me.
I do have that one. Cream of broccoli soup from Coco's.
Okay.
So
I got most of them, but I don't have all of them.
little chop swing and a foul ball. So it's 2-2. Northgate was 13-10 overall and 10-8 in the DFAL.
Christina is their team leader in stolen bases with 15 and runs scored with 11.
Steve and Gordon to follow here in the top of the first. That ball's low, 3-2.
And we got a scoreboard with
We have a
balls and strikes.
scoreboard. We have a nice field out here today. Decent crowd gathering here today. First time we've been at Concord High School for an event. Can you believe that, Coach? And there's a walk, and there goes your theory right off the bat about the Ks and walks.
Yeah, I jinxed her. I probably should have said a word.
Yeah, it's amazing, but this is the first time we've ever brought you a game here. That ball was low and outside. As you know, the football team just started playing at home last year. They're going to have a refurbished football stadium here, and one day we'll be able to bring you that game. That first pitch to Steve is outside for a ball. And unfortunately, we've never brought you a basketball game. So the girls are the first Minutemen representatives here on Comcast.
It won't be the last either.
No, we should, and their programs have been getting better over the years. There's a strike on the outside corner.
I could tell you this, Kelly's favorite food is a hot fudge sundae.
Well, you knew that because that's your favorite.
That's
food.
right. Throw a banana in there and I'm happy.
She wants to either go to Vanderbilt or Duke. She's a junior, so she'll have another year to make that decision. There's a bunt out in front. Volsecki fields. Plenty of time. Throw back to second, not in time. So the sacrifice works. And Northgate has a runner in scoring position with one out. And Sydney Gordon, the left fielder, and a freshman will be the batter.
Yes. See how the barrel's kept above the knob? That ensures that the ball goes straight down. A great job there moving the runner over to scoring position.
Gordon, the left fielder. A lot of freshmen on the Northgate team. As a matter of fact, Coach, I can see us doing some more girls games next year because there are going to be a tremendous amount of talent coming back next year throughout Contra Costa County here on the girls' side of the diamond.
Sydney's got a .392 on base percentage.
Fouled back. Volsecki will attend a Dominican University next year.
Over in San Rafael. It's amazing when you do the guys and you ask them what their future is. It's all up in the air. These girls know exactly what they want to do.
Most of them can tell you what street they're going to live on and who their husband's going to be. The guys are like, I don't know, man. I'm still thinking about it. The girls know they want to. Julia Thomas, who's reserved today for Northgate, played basketball. She wants to be a doctor, and she's going to Wellesley University. So she has her future planned very nicely. And there's a fastball, a little rise ball there for strike three.
And she operated very well on the basketball court.
Yes, she did. Here's Samantha McCardle, a sophomore, 345 hitter, leads the team with 11 RBIs. There's a good shot from overhead here today. There's a strike at the knees. McCardle's little sister, Gina, is the backup pitcher today, the closer, according to Coach Al Azevedo. Azevedo, in his first year as the head coach at Northgate, went to Mount Diablo, graduated in 1971. Pop-up on the infield, called for by the third baseman, Ordaz. She makes the catch, and that'll do it for Northgate in the top of the first. The walk does not hurt the Minutemen. The Lady Minutemen. I'm going to have to get used to saying that, Coach. And it's no score at the end of the top of the first inning. We're going to stay right here and give you the lineups and the defense. And now we have our graphics back. For Concord today, Elise Van Dyke leads off and plays center field. Laura Charlo, the shortstop, hits second. Carrie Franks, the catcher, will bat third. Sarah Hurlbutt, the second baseman, the cleanup hitter today. Jessica Caldera at first base, hits fifth. Nancy Ordaz, we saw her make that catch in the field. The third baseman bats sixth. Daniel Edgecombe in right field today hits seventh. Sarah Desmet, the designated hitter, will hit eighth. And the pitcher, Amanda Volsecki, hits ninth against Lisa Perez, a left-hander, something we haven't seen this year.
I went to see Cal in Arizona State, and Arizona State's pitcher's left-handed, and she brought it with some major heat. Lisa's got 3 pitches, fastball, curve, and change, is a 2.03 ERA. They kind of have a two-headed monster that they use on the mound.
Here's the defense for Northgate. Gordon, Boggs, and Sargentson in the outfield. McCardle, Noddy, Necht. Those two players have played together for 4 years. And Steeb, the first baseman, Perez and Langner for Coach Al Azevedo. The head coach of Concord is Jerry Wills in his 5th-year coach. And we try to get as much facts and figures in as we can today. First time we've seen both of these squads.
And both these teams have some veterans who played 3 or 4 years together and had some younger players kind of mixed in there.
Here's a good look at Lisa Perez. Perez is a senior, a 4-year player for Northgate. She's going to go to Cal Poly Pomona. She's a big Giants fan, so we like her.
Oh, yeah, I underline that. I love that.
And her favorite food is biscuits. Now, that's an interesting one. I don't know of anyone who has ever claimed biscuits as their favorite food. Maybe their favorite side dish.
My daughter loves biscuits and gravy, but...
There's Jerry Wills in the third base coaching box. Jerry, we mentioned in his 5th year, went to Jefferson High School in Daly City. Fred Volsecki, the father of Amanda, John Charlo, Keith Robb, and Greg Aguirre are the assistant coaches at Concord. We'll mention the Northgate assistant coaches next time they are up. First pitch to the leadoff batter, Elise Van Dyke, a sophomore, is a strike. You can see right off, Perez has that big wind-up, but the ball does not come with the same velocity, so it's kind of fooling you.
Yeah, kind of sneaky fast.
Wind blowing out to right field. There's a bunt, and this is a good bunt. Throw is not in time. It actually goes out into right field.
And you can see why they call her Speedy.
She is very
She gets
quick.
down that line.
You see the way, too, the ball back spun away from the pitcher? That was almost a perfect bunt. Let's take another look at it.
Waited late, so it was a surprise bunt for a hit. A lot of spin. First baseman's feet are perfect. She just outran the ball. Great job defensively, but she's just too quick.
Here's Laura Charlo, the junior shortstop.
She leads the team with 5 sack bunts, so look for another one here.
3rd year on varsity. We mentioned she's a social director, so I like her already, too, because I was always the social director. I'm pretty much the social director wherever I go, Coach.
Yep.
And that can mean just for me, because a lot of people just can't hang on the train. 2-0. Carrie Franks, the catcher, is on deck. Outside corner for a strike. Beautiful day today. For those of you that watched the abomination that was the game last week. In the rain, the monsoon, we had to pack up and go. It turned out better than I thought when I actually watched it, but it just doesn't. You don't know what it's like. There's ball 3-3-1. You just don't know what you're involved in until you get involved in something like that, where you can't see your notes, you can't write in your scorebook.
Right.
Monta Vista throws us a curveball and announces a different lineup as we're starting the game. That game will not go down in my highlight reel that I send out at the end of every season.
Pitch.
There's a strike, too. But we will congratulate Coach Piona and the Mustangs, who came all the way back and won that league. Everything that happened for them last week needed to happen, and it did.
Right. California lost. Amador lost.
And then they won the last game.
It was very
Full count. And outside. So 2 runners on here with no outs in the bottom of the 1st inning. And Carrie Franks will be the hitter.
Carrie Franks' brother is the catcher at Los Medanos College for the boys. So it kind of runs in the family. They love to catch.
4-year varsity starter. Her nickname is the Eliminator, and it's not hard to see why. I don't think anyone's ever ran through her at home plate. She looks like she reminds me on the Joey Daniels All-Star team.
I was just thinking about the same thing.
Yeah. And she's considering Sac State, and I think by the looks of her that Sac State should consider her, because she looks like a good one. Anyone who's led a pitcher like Volsecki to a 17-4 record knows a little bit about what's going on behind the plate.
Nice pitch.
Oh, base hit up the middle. Here comes Van Dyke, and Concord takes a 1-0 lead on a nice single up the middle by Franks here in the 1st inning.
That was literally chuck and duck. She chucked it, and the pitcher had to duck it. Good piece of hitting the inside out. Got her hands inside the ball and drove it on the line.
Jackie Parra will run at first base, and I'm sure that Franks will re-enter. Look at that. Nice piece of hitting there, right back up the middle.
On a line.
And Concord has a 1-0 lead on the RBI single. On the play, Charlo moves to second base. So we have Parrott at first, Charlo at second, no outs, and the number 4 hitter, Sarah Hurlbutt, will be the batter. Sarah's a junior as well. I'm telling you, Coach, there's just not a lot of seniors on, especially on the girls' teams we've seen.
Sarah's a 3-year varsity starter. It's hitting over 400.
Outside 2-0. Perez is struggling a little bit here in the first inning, but one thing about Northgate is McCardle is available for relief here, whereas I think Concord-wise, it's Volsecki and
Johnny Holstaff.
Yeah, and the other 8.
Yeah.
Other 8 players. 3-0. Jessica Caldera would be next. Hurlbutt's a 3-year varsity starter. Her nickname is the Rocket. Probably not for the same reasons Roger Clemens' nickname is the Rocket, but here's a strike. There's home plate umpire Sean Beaton behind the plate. And there's Jerry Boydus on the bases. Here, always in playoffs, awarded for their great seasons. There's a strike on the outside corner, full count.
Are they both from the North Bay?
They're both from the Marin-Sonoma section.
Okay. Yeah, when they have a North Coast section game, the umpires are usually moved around, so they don't umpire usually in their own section or in their own league.
There's a
Ooh,
nice
that's a
drive left
rocket.
field over the head of the left fielder Gordon. Here comes Charlo to score. To third, Para. She'll be held. A double for Hurlbutt. 2-0 Concord.
A scorcher. That had a, what did you say last week? What kind of trail did it have?
A vapor trail.
Vapor trail, I like that. Off of the Rockets.
Maybe that's why that's the nickname, because
That's
she hit the
right.
ball like it was a rocket. There's a replay.
Look at
That
that.
was crushed.
I tell you, I've seen more good swings from the girls softball games than I've seen on some of the baseball games. These girls use their entire body or the lower half. It's very refreshing to see them being so well coached.
Caldera, the first baseman, is the batter. It's a 1-0 count. Para is the runner at third. Hurlbutt at second. 2-0, and a line drive. Nice catch, double play.
Yeah, she didn't read the ball at the bat well.
Yep, so Para is retired on the double play. That play right there by the second baseman, Connect, might save Northgate later down the road. Both of these games they've played, Coach, 3-2 score, so Northgate has been able to score against Volsecki in the regular season.
Line drive right off the shoe top. And the runner felt that ball was going to hit the ground, took off, and was doubled up at third.
Here's Ordaz, the third baseman, a senior. Second-year starter attending Sonoma State next year. So this more than likely will be the last game these girls will play here, the seniors on their home field. And this is a very nice little girls softball field. I really enjoyed. Great view.
That ball's going to find some green.
Base hit, and it gets by the right fielder, Sargentson. Here's another run in to score. That's how big that double play was, Coach.
Yep.
A single and then an error as Ordaz goes to second base. An RBI, 3-0 Lady Minutemen.
That ball's on the outside corner. She took it to right field.
You could see her shift her legs
Yep.
towards the pitch.
And then the ball hits the grass with side spin, skips by the right fielder. That's kind of like when you're playing right field, you got to be a hockey goalie when the ball comes off a right-handed hitter.
RBIs in this inning for Franks, Hurlbutt, and now Ordaz, 3-0. Ordaz is at second base after the error allowed her to go down there on that ball. Had a little bit of English on it in front of Sargentson, but that's the scoring decision. Daniel Edgecombe, the right fielder, is the batter. Count 1-0, and there's a ground ball, and this might be trouble. Gets by the first baseman. Throw is not in time. I'm going to have to refer to the coach on that one.
I was looking down at my notes, so you're on your own.
I think that's a hit because it was out of reach of the first baseman. Steve, watch this. You can see her here make the reach. It kicks by the second baseman, and then she just beats the throw.
That's a tough play.
So we're going to give her a hit.
That's a tough play.
The fifth hit of the inning for the Concord squad. Ordaz now at third, Edgecombe at first, and Sarah Desmet, the designated hitter, will be the batter. Eighth batter in the inning for Concord. And a strike. Desmet's a senior.
Looking to go to DVC.
Yep, second-year starter.
Fine program over there. A I'll say this, Lisa doesn't bring the ball right down the heart a lot.
Ground ball to third, booted by the third baseman, McCardle, and another run in, and Concord is having their way here in the first inning. They lead 4-0.
You're not going to get a hit on that one.
No, that's irregardless of what you're playing. That was a one-hopper right at the third
it wasn't
baseman.
hit that sharp. Just kind of took her eye off it and it kicked off.
McCardle was playing perfectly there. She was on the line trying to protect for the extra base hit. And now Concord has batted around here in the first inning. And here's the pitcher, Amanda Volsecki. She's a senior. We mentioned Dominican University, a 4-year starter, and probably one of the better players that this school has ever had, concerning when you talk about girls softball. Hopped up, and the wind's probably going to blow that one foul on top of the dugout.
Well, the big thing I've noticed with Concord, as I said before, Lisa doesn't come down the heart of the plate with many pitches. The ball's either in the inside corner or outside corner. Concord's done a great job of recognizing that and taking the ball where it's hit, where it's pitched. Great job here.
0-2.
Just
Ball
missed.
outside. One thing about the way girls pitch, too, with that motion, a lot of times, even though pitches end up a little off the corners, they sometimes cross the plate with the English and the spin they put on the ball. There's a ball high. Congratulations to both Cal and Stanford. Cal, someone was sitting on the shoulder of an angel was on the shoulder of the Cal girls in the 7th inning of that second game they played. They, by all rights and purposes, should be gone, and they came back and won 4 straight games. Good for them. Stanford winning 2. There's a pop-up on the infield. Perez makes the catch and retires aside, but not before Concord sends 9 batters to the plate, scores 4 runs on 5 hits, and it's 4-0 Concord at the end of 1 inning, and we'll be back with the 2nd inning here on Comcast.
If you dump your oil, tempers boil, it ends up in the bay. Oh, smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Don't want your oil to choke us, you're in focus, your neighbors just might say. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Well, it's not fun to pay a big fine for polluting our water supply. It's not fun to talk to police as the neighbors walk on by. So now you're reeling, how's the wallet feeling? A big fine you're gonna pay. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental at Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Top of the 2nd inning, Kelly Sargentson, Lindsey Boggs, and Megan Noddy against Amanda Vilsecki, and the first pitch is a strike.
That pitch is unhittable.
It is, and it doesn't bode well for Northgate here. They're going to have to manufacture some runs here. They still have plenty of time, but I don't think they can mess around and get too late into this game, down 4-0. And the fact of the matter is that Perez looked very hittable in the the bottom of the first inning, and Concord could very well even score some more runs here.
If you're going to be down 4-0, you want it to be in the first inning.
Fouled off. 1-2. Yeah, that is always the way you'd like to see it, especially if you're playing the A's. There's Scott on camera. One of the few guys beside Joe Ocon with tattoos, and I don't know if that was more of a strike or a attempt at trying to knock down 7-10 split. 2-2. 3-2 with the rise ball up high.
And Kelly loves those garlic mashed potatoes.
I saw that. She's a freshman batting .395. A lot of freshmen on this team. Wants to go to Louisiana Lafayette.
Already has picked to be a freshman.
I know. That's amazing.
Most people don't even know there's a Louisiana Lafayette
I was
college.
going to say most freshmen don't even know there's Louisiana. they still are learning that in the geography class. Here's a replay.
Good swing.
It was. Charlo, though, is right there and makes the play. 1 out. Lindsey Boggs, a senior, batting .333, takes a strike. Coach, you want to give us Lindsey's? Now, she's an A's fan. Now, I don't hate the A's,
No.
but I'm a big Giants fan. But her favorite food, I'm sure you're into this as well.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Belushi, cheeseburgers.
She's going to DVC.
She's a team leader with 6 doubles.
And I asked, and she's no relation to Wade, the Hall of Famer. Fouled back. 0-2. So we got a lot of good notes today. This is there's a lot of good stuff here to talk about. Both coaches were very giving of their time.
Both teams are excited to be here. Change up.
That came in at about 22 miles per hour on the radar gun.
That had an arc on it.
I think that was actually a legal pitch in USSSA. And there's an unhittable rise ball for strike 3.
Yeah, that ball started about her chest and ended up right around under her chin.
Here's Megan Naughty,
Senior.
batting .280, and undoubtedly has been asked 600,000 or 700,000 times in her life, has she been naughty or nice today?
A 4-year varsity player, so she's got a lot of experience.
We mentioned her and Connect have played together for 4 years, so they're very familiar with each other around the second base bag. There's a strike, 1-1.
On her way to Santa Clara. I'm a big Bronco fan. Got a chance to coach down there 1 year back in the 70s. Once you coach at Santa Clara, you're hooked because it's a special place.
It's a nice facility. She wants to walk on there and try to play softball, and she is also a big fan of pizza. That's trouble.
Yep.
And it's going to fall in for a base hit. And there goes Naughty down to second. Here comes the throw. Not in
Nice
time.
hustle.
So Naughty a double here. The first hit of the ball game off Volsecki.
And she got that double right out of the box. A lot of people don't come out of the box hard. She came out hard, and that's how come she made it to second base, because she hustled the whole way. Boom, she's out of there, and she's going full tilt. Nice try by the defense.
Here's
Good
Heather.
backup. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was just going to announce Heather Langner. You could see the throw there, and she was safe. A good slide. Heather's a junior, .304 hitter.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
I like that. That's what the coach Azevedo said. She has a real fancy favorite food.
That's my
And
wife's
she wants
favorite.
to attend a Christian college.
There's quite a few of those around with some good programs. Boy, man, if she gets that ball back, she's ready to go right now.
I like the Mike Hargrove stall in the batter's box.
Little baton.
Yes. I think I don't know if she was on the flag team, but she looks like she could have been.
Hey, what was Mike Hargrove's nickname?
Rain delay.
The human rain delay. That a baby.
3-0 to Langner.
He had more touches than Garcia Parra.
Oh, throw
Ooh,
back.
backdoor.
Oh, and it almost worked. What
A strike to second base.
Carrie Franks looks like she knows what she's doing.
Yes,
I've only
she-
watched her play for an inning, but she looks like she's in
Yes.
charge of the field.
Mhm.
Charlo may be the social director off the field. I think Franks directs the
You
field.
got it.
Ground ball. This can be a tough play.
Nice cutoff.
Third baseman
Beautiful.
organized in time, and that retires the side. So the double doesn't hurt the Lady Minutemen, and we move to the bottom of the second. Concord 4, Northgate nothing.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment. That's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Back at Concord High School, bottom of the second inning. There's a good look at the Northgate infield here as we get ready for the top of the order again. As Concord batted around in the first, Van Dyke, Charlo, and Franks. Van Dyke bunted and turned that into a single to lead off the bottom of the first for the Lady Minutemen and scored on Franks' single that gave them their first run, and right now would be the game-winning RBI in this ball game if the lead holds up.
And you mentioned earlier that the winner of this game will play the Piedmont Alameda winner. Alameda is probably the hottest team in 2A with a 19-game winning streak.
Wow. Ground ball to second.
Nice
Connect.
play.
By the way, Connect's name is spelled K-N-E-C-H-T, but pronounced Connect. And here's a replay of it.
Pitch on the outside, took it to the right side. Nice play by the defense.
Just to show you, too, Northgate's strength as Charlo steps in. She walked and scored in the first. I'll mention this after this pitch, Coach. There's a ball. Gina McCardle, the freshman, who's the backup pitcher, was first-team All-Tourney at the Queen of the Mountain tournament, and she is not in the lineup today. So gives you an idea how good they're going to be next year as well. Pitch is inside 2-0. Rana Steen, who's on the bench, she wants to go to school, a Christian school in Canada, and study sports medicine. So, as you mentioned, a lot of these girls already know what they want to do with their life. I'm 45 and I can't figure out what I want to do with my life yet.
You're still a kid.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I told someone if I ever figure out what I really want to do, it'll probably be the day I die. So I'm going to leave it up in the air until then. Fouled away. You can tell not a lot of balls have been hit to the left side. Kind of like that game we did last year. It seems like the wind and just the whole direction of the game.
Yeah, and you see the flag in center field. The wind's blowing to right field. Nice pitch.
There's a strike. Full count. Franks, who had the big single, is on deck. 4-0 Concord here, bottom of the second. A 2A quarterfinal. The semi is Friday, and then the championship games are scheduled for Saturday. That ball hit out into the outfield. This is going to be a tough play between the two outfielders, and it's dropped by the center fielder, Boggs. The wind took that one. He kind of blew it away from the center fielder, and an error on Boggs, the third on the Broncos, and Charlo is on at first.
Yeah, that ball has to be caught, but it is blowing a little bit towards the right. It was not a communication problem. She just didn't catch it.
Yeah, it looked like Sargentson recognized that Boggs could get there and moved to back her up.
Did.
And now here's Franks. That pitch is down for a ball.
Concord has a lot of varsity experience on this club. You just look down the line at 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. These girls have been playing together for quite a while. It looks like it's going to continue.
You know what I find interesting, Coach, is, everyone in this area obviously is dwarfed by the De La Salle Carondelet monster, where virtually every sport is a very competitive one. And it always interests me, the other schools, how perhaps Concord's football team, for instance, has had some bad years, was more competitive last year. They're looking forward to next year, thinking that they might have a chance to win some games next year. The basketball team's up and down, but the girls softball team is 17-4. And it's just kind of interesting how certain programs prosper, others don't, and how you go through that whole process. Pop up, second baseman
Nice
Connect
job
makes the
getting behind
catch.
the ball there.
I mean, you know a lot about Antioch, of course, because you're a teacher there and coach there. I mean, Antioch's softball team made the playoffs but lost yesterday. Baseball team played better over the second half, did not make it. Here's a replay of that catch.
Gets behind the ball really nice.
But the wrestling team this year went very, very far. So it's just kind of an interesting thing when you cannot rely on. You basically have to rely on who walks through the door. Rocco's Restaurant and Pizzeria voted best pizza in the East Bay, Ignacio Valley Road at Oak Grove. First pitch was a strike to Hurlbutt. She had a double and an RBI in the first. Took a little off that one for a ball.
Softball's getting more like baseball. The summer is huge. If you're gonna improve, and as a player, and want your team to get better, the girls have got to continue playing during the summer. And the majority of these girls take it very seriously.
Two and one. Caldera is on deck. 4-0 here. 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. The Lady Minutemen ahead.
Good eye.
That's a ball, 3-1.
You notice the softball batters boxes are narrower than baseball batters boxes.
Ground ball to short. Nice play by Noddy to get the ball over to Steve in time for out number 3, and Concord doesn't score. So Northgate, after seeing that 4-spot put up, hold the Lady Minutemen here in the bottom of the second, and it's 4-0 Concord after 2 innings of play.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, No Bust 21 Blackjack, Low Ball, High-Low Split, Pai-Gow, and provide keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday beginning at 5:30 p.m. is a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner take all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. is NFL football on all 14 TVs. The 19th hole behind the post office in Antioch. Golf and Games Family Fun Center of Antioch. Under new ownership, Golf and Games has it all. A miniature golf course with many challenging holes, hard and softball batting cages with several speeds, a giant arcade with all the newest games, go-karts, pool tables, snack bar, and prize station for those big ticket winners. The perfect place for birthday parties and events. That's Golf and Games Family Fun Center at 501 Summersville Road in Antioch. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Top of the third inning from Concord. Ariana Shelby, Christina Connect, and Kelly Steve for the Broncos here against Amanda Volsecki. 1 hit against Volsecki, first pitch a strike. Coach Ariana Shelby wants to go to DVC, and now I got to ask you about this. Her favorite food is bread. I thought when I saw that her favorite rock group was bread, but I don't even know.
Baby, I want you.
That's it. I don't even know if her parents had met when bread had last had a hit, so I doubt if that was true. But her favorite food is bread.
Oh, maybe it's homemade bread.
That was good. You actually have the same tone and delivery as David Gates. Make it with you.
Make it with you.
Boy, I wonder how many of these people here
that
song is responsible for. That was a changeup that you go from the 60, 70 mile per hour fastball down to that, which was about 25.
Very difficult to hit. Not only does she have the change of the speed, it's sliding away from the right-handed hitter. That was beautiful.
Here's Connect, who walked back in the first. There's a strike.
She was second team All-League.
They had 4 All-Leaguers. 5 if you mentioned Gina McCardle, an honorable mention. Also, Samantha McCardle, first team. Kelly Sargentson, second team, and Lisa Perez, second team. Volsecki was the first team All-DFAL pitcher.
Like Christina's body language out here, not only at the plate but at defense, she's very confident in what she can do. She's played quite a few games.
Steve would be next. 1 out in the third. 4-0 Lady Minutemen. And there's a base hit. That was very nice.
Yep.
She just reached out and tapped that over the second baseman's head.
Ooh.
Nice backup by Ordaz there. Yeah, you're right about Connect. She has a certain swagger to her. She looks like she knows what she's doing out there. Must be that cream of broccoli soup. Steve had a nice sacrifice back in the first that Northgate was unable to capitalize on. That's fouled off.
She's thinking about Vanderbilt or Duke. Can't go wrong with either one of those.
There's a replay of that single. She was just right on top of that. She Connect doesn't look like someone who's out there trying to hit a home run. She knows what to do with the bat, and she knows where to place the ball.
Yep.
Important part of this game. That was a fastball, bunted foul.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen right here. The top of the lineup. Shows bunt, pulls it back.
Fouled off down the first base side, got just out of the reach of Caldera.
That could have been disastrous if Caldera could have came up with that one.
Here's a replay.
She shows bunt, comes back, outside pitch, he slaps it to right. Good bat control.
She shows bunt, pulls back, swings,
There goes the
misses,
runner.
throw down.
Strike him out, throw him out.
But she missed the tag.
Yeah.
Connect went around the tag of Charlo. And so a strikeout, 2 down, but a nice stolen base there by Connect.
Yeah, the ball beat her, but she slid around to the backside of the base. Franks did a nice job coming right through. Beautiful slide.
You could see Charlo was in front of the plate and not to the side of it. Throw back. Oh, they have her picked off. Throw to third in time.
And there's Franks again.
Franks is really taking control of this game.
Boy.
They throw back behind Connect, and she's thrown out on her way to third. And Northgate once again fails to score here as we go to the bottom of the third. Concord 4, Northgate nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, providing opportunities for Steve.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader. The person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental at Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Here's the Northgate huddle as we're ready for the bottom of the third inning. Caldera, Ordaz, and Edgecombe here in the bottom of the third for the Lady Minutemen. Ahead 4-0 here after a big 4-run first inning.
This is not going to be a 3-2 game.
You know,
as was the first two.
That's why Jeff Rich has so much confidence in you, Coach, to lead those young Panthers out at Antioch High School. First pitch fouled. Good shot from our crew out here today. Brendan Theaters, Movie Magic in Concord and Pittsburgh. I don't need to tell you where I'm going to be Friday night, Coach. The Longest Yard starts on Friday, and I even got the wife interested in that one for some reason. I don't know.
She wants to see Burt Reynolds.
That's probably true. Because we have the same birthday. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Me and Bert have the same birthday. We had a celebration once.
Which is?
He was in Las Vegas. I was at home, but we celebrated on the same day.
And what was that day?
It's February 11th.
Okay.
There was many important Americans born that day. And Abe Lincoln was born right around that time. Here's a nice catch by one of the fans. Nice crowd out here today.
Yeah, they started to. When you start at 5 o'clock, all the parents can make that. Oh, that's going to find some grass.
There's a base hit for Caldera.
Lead off hit.
Now batting.
Kind of interesting that you make that point that
16, Nancy Ordaz.
there's a good look at the hit. Fielded by Gordon. You would think maybe after the time changes, maybe they'd change the whole league around to that type of schedule. But Baseball's a little different because of the length of the game, but softball is usually played in about 90 minutes.
Beautiful bunt.
There's a bunt. Ordaz, throw from McCardle. Nice play by, wow. That was Connect who came over and made that play. That's a hard play to make, Coach. You got to find the base and keep your foot on it and make the catch as the runner's headed right for it.
And that was a big runner coming down on Christina.
Yes.
She hung in there tough. It's a beautiful bunt, though. Just great execution.
So the sacrifice works 5-4 on the putout. The runner, Caldera, moves to second. One down, Daniel Edgecombe, the right fielder, will be the hitter. She's a second-year varsity player, and she's looking to follow her brother to Fresno State.
Bulldog. So much of the game takes place in front of the circle here. A friend of mine and I were talking. Two teams are equal. What's going to happen in front of that circle is huge, meaning the short game. Can you move runners along, like Concord's done a nice job today in that category? And can you throw people out and then get a timely hit?
One thing we mentioned, though, in the Freedom Clayton game we did a few weeks ago is it seemed like a few years ago the whole game was played in front of that circle. That isn't the case anymore.
No.
You got people who can hit the ball, and you're seeing balls hit into the outfield. You're seeing the outfield. It used to be that the outfielders could get a suntan out there sometimes and not even move during the course of a game. That's not the case anymore.
And we saw Clayton Valley put the bat on the ball really well that day against one of the top
freshman,
pitchers in the nation. A little tardy.
Yeah, Freedom had an easy time with Liberty. We're taping this game on Wednesday, and but Freedom, I just have a feeling they're going to be there on Saturday. When they might be celebrating their championship as you watch this game.
Ground ball up the middle.
Base hit.
You got to play at the plate here.
They're waving the runner. The throw is there. It's in time, and she's safe. She slid under the tag. Caldera was waved in by Coach Wills over at third base. The throw was there a little to the right of the plate, and Langner was not able to get the tag in time, and so it's 5-0 Concord. Here's a replay, Coach.
And you make the call. Can't quite see from there.
I think it was a good call. I think the tag was late. It was high.
Stay with that overhead.
You can see that if she had tagged her legs, she probably would have had a good chance at that.
A great throw from center field. There's nice catch.
McCardle makes the catch. First pitch to Desmet is out, number 2.
Concord pitcher, number 2.
So Caldera scores on the RBI single by Edgecombe, who's at second base.
She just barely got the tip of the bat on that ball to get a chance to drive it. And a nice play at third.
And here's Volsecki, the pitcher. She popped up to the pitcher to end the first inning. 5-0 Concord here.
Amanda's hitting over 400.
7 hits in the ball game off of Northgate pitcher Perez here for the Lady Minutemen. Ball low. I think Caldera was a little surprised that she got the go-ahead.
Yeah.
When she got home, I think she was wondering, Coach, what are you doing?
Yeah, if you get a shot of that, when you watch this game, when she popped up after the call, she was very surprised.
Ground ball.
Got a piece of it.
Nice deflection. Throw in time. Nice play by Nadi as she got it over to Steve in time to retire Volsecki. Not before Concord adds to their lead. They lead 5-0 as we go to the 4th from Concord High School.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party.
Great pizza, great pasta.
Great people. Rocco's is part of your community.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment, that's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazet invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazet. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Top of the fourth inning from Concord. Sydney Gordon, Samantha McCardle, and Kelly Sargentson here against Volsecki in the fourth. Ground ball in the first pitch to second. Hurlbutt over to first, just like that, one out.
Yeah, I was going to comment about Naughty. She looks like she's taken a few ground balls in her day at shortstop. I was very impressed with her. That's not a very easy play to make, that last one.
Charter Funding Incorporated in the Antioch Rivertown District, 776-1700 for all your financial needs.
That ball that she made a play on at the end, that ball's headed up the middle. She's moving to her left, and then now she's got to change direction and also move in to make a nice play. She did a great job.
I don't think Samantha got the memo that today's game was being played today. It was actually she was watching last week's game, and she's dressed for last week's game with the all-black look. Ooh. Oh, off of Volsecki. That might have hurt just a little bit, Coach.
I think it got her in the chin.
I think she got a hand on it and kind of deflected it off of her, but she looks like she's in a little bit of pain, and a single for McCardle puts a runner at first here with one out. Here's Coach Wills out to take a look at his prized right-hander.
Looked like she deflected it, and then it came up and got her. Down, low, then popped up. Got her in the chin or the nose.
She's all right. You know, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more in this game. As
you're so
hard as
close.
they throw and as close as they are, and the reaction time.
There's a smile out of her. It's good.
Here's a good look at Amanda, taking a couple of warm-up pitches after that ball came back in the. Don't know if it hit her in the upper shoulder or right on the chin. Jerry Wills, the head coach at Concord High School, the Lady Minutemen, 5th year. By the way, we mentioned the Concord coaches. For Northgate, Al Azevedo, we mentioned in his first year as the head coach, has coached here as an assistant. Joe Perez, the dad of Lisa, is an assistant coach with Scott McCardle, the dad of both Gina and Samantha, who is now on at first base, and Robin Flyer as the JV coach who went to Acalanes, and she's up helping out here today with the JV season now complete. First pitch to Sargentson is low for a ball, 1-0. Sargentson grounded out to shortstop in the second. By the way, we forgot to mention, but I'm sure Samantha would want us to mention that she loves to shop. Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fit in Walnut Creek for $19. Don't forget to shop at all of our great friends of the program. You see how I segued into that, Coach?
I like it. Northgate looking to get on the board here.
There's a strike,
Down
3-1. Yeah, they need something positive just to happen here. So far, all Concord here, 5-0 in the fourth inning.
Ouch.
Grounded off the, yes, that'll leave a mark.
Yep.
Here's a good look at it, right off the inside of the left ankle.
It's called a shin burger.
I thought that's what they sold when that guy owned the Charlotte Hornets. Wasn't that a shin burger? No. You'd have to know what I was talking about. Nice.
Right on the corner.
Outside corner for strike 3. Fifth strikeout. Here's a good look at it.
Nice frame job by Franks behind the plate. Gives the umpire a great look.
Here's Lindsey Boggs, a great fan of the A's and cheeseburgers. Sometimes you can have a cheeseburger while watching the A's. Sometimes you could go to the store and bring it back and still be watching the same game.
Ball's hit well, but I think it's going to stay foul.
That was the first ball that's really been pulled that way. And it blew away from the left fielder, DiBiase. We haven't mentioned Lisa DiBiase out there in left field because she's being batted for today, but there's a look at her, and we'll say hello. One and one here with 2 down. Top of the fourth, 5-0 Concord.
Just missed. Franks was a little busy there. Might have had an effect on the call.
Might have blocked the ump out of that, looking down at that corner. There's a strike. 2-2.
Good frame job.
Noddy would be next.
Outside. Just got the end of the bat on it.
Just a piece.
Change up.
And she did a good job just to identify and get the bat on that ball. Still 2-2.
Nice job. Kept the hands just back just far enough.
And there's the rise ball for strike 3. So Northgate once again gets a runner on, fails to score. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-0 Lady Minutemen.
I think I got it right here. Yeah. Yeah.
Are members of the North Coast section.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
For more advice on how kids can build strong bones, visit AAOS.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental at Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Concord High. Van Dyke, Charlo, and Franks top of the order for the Lady Minutemen here against Lisa Perez. They lead 5-0. There's
nice
a bunt
bunt
out in front. First baseman Steeb, not in time. Once again, Van Dyke starts off the inning causing problems.
Almost the same exact spot she bunted the one earlier. Shows it late. Close play at first. It's a bang banger.
Her second bunt single. She scored a run in the first. She's 2 for 3. Here's Charlo, who's 0 for 1, but she's been on base both times. Top of the order, causing problems for Northgate here. The Lady Minutemen, and of course Franks is on deck.
Oof. As you said, Laura leads the team in sacks with 5. So it's not going to be a mystery. Ooh. She didn't turn early that time.
If that was the Twins and the Indians, that pitch might have been misconstrued, Coach.
Ooh.
Those teams don't like each other.
The commissioners had a little bit to say about that.
I saw that.
That's trouble.
That could be trouble,
Ooh,
but it's
no,
blowing
the wind.
foul.
Yeah.
Yep.
The wind's made it very enjoyable here today. It's not just pounding down on us, the sun.
There's the right fielder for Northgate, Kelly Sargentson.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Good time to make something happen here. Might send the runner, a little hit and run. There she goes.
Runner goes. Once again, hit foul down the right field side.
When you got a pitcher that's around the plate, that's when you put the hit and run on. If she's wild, you don't put that on. Lisa's been around the plate all day.
Pronounced Charlo, for those of you wondering.
Wasn't that a singer a long time
That was Charo.
Oh, okay.
Coochie.
Yes, she has a house on Kauai. We've seen that house.
She's very happy that Show Las Vegas is on because she was floundering without the Love Boat. Now she can get a gig again.
Change up, stayed back. Beautiful.
Unbelievable base hit for Charlo to left. Runners at first and second, no outs. Concord threatening once again here in the fourth. And Carrie Franks will be the hitter. 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Lisa threw a changeup, but she just got too much plate, and it was recognized too well by Laura. Good piece of hitting.
Fortunately for the Giants last night, Jeff Weaver got too much of the plate a couple of times, and that was a similar situation.
And we're lucky that Matheny didn't get the bunt down.
And there's a grounder. Back to the pitcher. Perez will throw out Franks, but that basically works as a sacrifice. Now with 1 out, runners at second and third, and Hurlbut, who had a double and an RBI in the first, will be the hitter.
That wasn't a good pitch for Franks. She should have took that pitch. She could hit that with 2 strikes later. She's too good a hitter. But she moved the runners up.
Hurlbut is 1 for 2. The other at bat, a ground out to short in the second. I would have to say, Coach, that if they get these 2 runs in, this one just might be put that final nail in the coffin with Volsecki throwing the way she's throwing.
Yep.
Only 3 hits today. 5 runs, 7 hits for Concord so far, and now actually 8 hits, as I have yet to total this inning. Pitch is outside.
And
no runs, 3 hits for Northgate.
And Sarah is the #1 hitter on the team. Has the most hits, the highest average. I might think about putting her on and try to get the next one. This girl can really hit. Or maybe they might just be pitching around her.
It might be the pitch around as opposed to the just go down. And
right.
Sometimes that angers people more if you just point them to first and if you throw the 4 pitches up there, even though there is a strike on the board, 2-1.
And the infield's playing up, so that the reaction time is now limited.
Fouled off.
I always felt that in baseball as well as softball, I call it the TART principle. You take away reaction time. Your goal is to pull the defense as close to home plate as you can to take away that reaction time. And she went with that pitch, took it to right field. A lot of foul balls on that right side today, as you stated earlier.
2-2 to Hurlbut. Caldera is on deck, and Dolan's Lumber Doors and Windows, one right here in Concord and one in Walnut Creek for all your home improvement needs. Outside 3-2. So you'd have to think that this pitch is not going to be close. But of course, if you've watched the Devil Rays lately, you know that someone might decide to throw one down the middle of the plate. And that ball is ripped into right field. 2 runs are going to score. Hurlbut on her way to second with a stand-up double, and that could just about do it here, Coach. 7-0 Concord.
That's why she's the top hitter on the team. Pitches on the outside, got her hands inside the ball and drove it well past the second baseman. She just couldn't react fast enough. That ball was hit so hard. The reaction time was limited and outran the ball to second for a nice double.
Hurlbut 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs here in the ball game. And now, of course, Coach, we'll see how prophetic we were. If this first pitch is grounded, it's not. It's actually grounding the left for a single, so they would have scored the runs anyway, so it doesn't seem to matter at this point. But if that had been a one-hopper to the pitcher, you'd have started second-guessing yourself.
Yep. And good piece of hitting, I call that, right in the 6th hole. And if you got a chance, Sarah did not go to third initially. She waited to make sure the ball went through, and then she went to third, because that could have been an easy play for the shortstop to make at third base.
So Caldera singles here. She has 2 hits in the ball game. And here's Ordaz, who has a hit and a sacrifice, 1 for 1. And has made a couple of nice plays over at third. 7-0 Concord.
There goes the runner.
That's a tough play, a little English on it. Steve throws to connect, throw home, not in time. Hurlbut scores. She had to be tagged on that play, and now it's 8-0.
Sarah came down the line, waited to see if the play was going to be made at first. The ball was thrown to first, and she scores. Yeah, ground ball to the right side, got out at first, and she outruns the ball home. Concord hitting on all cylinders, pitching, hitting, defense, base running.
They look like a very, very good team here. And not to say that Northgate isn't. Northgate had a fine year and played this team tough in 2 regular season games, Coach, both 3-2. Hard to believe, though, that just 8 days ago they played a 3-2 game right here on this field. Yep. Perhaps maybe the weather had something to do with that, maybe slowed that game down a little bit. But today, on a very clear day and a nice field.
Ball's got spin.
They are having their way with Northgate. That ball to Steve, takes it unassisted over to first. Not before Concord scores 3 more times on 3 big hits. They leave a runner, and we go to the top of the 5th inning, 8-0, Concord.
Don't forget those great hot dogs and hamburgers cold.
Hi, I'm Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Higgins is here to show us how easy it is to share memories with Comcast Photo Show.
Well, it's really easy. I just add graphics and music, and I've got a photo show of my granddaughter's 10th birthday. We got a ballerina theme. That's the birthday girl. She's sweet. Unlike her brother, who's a little wise guy and into chemistry. But nothing could have ruined that party. It's a shame what they did to that clown.
Looked like he was asking for it, though.
Introducing Photo Show, included with Comcast high-speed internet in a class by itself.
It's really nice to have an umpire crew that's willing to work with you. These guys have done a great job waiting for us to come back after the commercials.
Well, there is a difference here as Megan Noddy steps in. She had a double her first time up. The speed of the game in softball is so much quicker. Well, and just looking at the field, it's half the size as a baseball field. It takes guys that much longer just to run out and warm up and get things going. But even in baseball, sometimes we have to wait around. They're not used to having to wait for us, but we're just trying to get the games on and show the kids in a nice light. And Noddy just beats that throw. A nice play that time from Edgecombe.
And Clayton Valley baseball is one of those teams you have to wait for. They get in and out so quick. I really prided my teams on getting in and out because the umpires like that. Nice job of hitting, taking the ball to the right side.
By the way, Megan Noddy, she's probably devastated as I am, is that the OC is now into the summer season because she's a big fan of the OC.
So is my wife.
Heather Langner, the catcher. There's been some great 24 season finale the other night. I was on the edge of my seat for the entire time. The CSI Miami, the Desperate Housewives. There's been a lot of great television this past week.
Did you see the JAG finale?
I don't watch JAG.
Oh, you're missing.
Oh, nice throwback. And they Noddy just barely got back to first base.
I'll tell you, you better pay attention when Franks is behind that plate. That's a close.
And that's pretty close.
Yeah.
And it's also the base umpire is out looking for that play at second. That's a tough call. Fly ball to center. Van Dyke makes the catch for out number 1. Velocity Sports Performance at Willow Pass Road in Concord for all your future athletes. They need to be trained. That's a great place to take them, Coach.
I was at Las Vegas at a basketball clinic, and Velocity was there. I mean, they're all over.
First pitch to Shelby is a ball. Shelby struck out in the 3rd. She's had 1 plate appearance here in today's game. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 1 out. Noddy at first for Northgate. 8-0 Concord. Throw back again, and that was a little bit easier call that time. But the thing I guess about it is Noddy now probably is really going to have to consider the cleaning of that uniform to these last 2 plays. Strike on the inside corner. One thing about the girls' game, the infield is all dirt, as opposed to the boys' game, unless you're playing in Pittsburgh. I'm sure you always enjoyed playing in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
right,
I hated it. I told our guys, I don't care how we do it, just win. I'm usually very particular on how we play, but there I just wanted to get out of there with a W, because it's not real baseball played on. How could a city of that size not have a grass infield in that entire city?
It's amazing. It really is. There's another strike. Full count now to Shelby. The connect is the on-deck batter. And there's strike 3. I don't know who's thrown more in this inning. Volsecki to the plate or Franks to first.
You see her elbows are very much elevated when she swings, and I think that's very difficult to make a line drive or ground ball contact. The elbows need to be a little closer together. There goes a runner.
Runner goes, the throw is in plenty of time, and Charlo makes a great play coming across to dig the throw and make the tag to retire Naughty, and Northgate basically goes 1-2-3 here in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, 8-0 Concord.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol promotional events and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Your favorite films in a great environment, all at the Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh. Enjoy the movie. Make big messes no longer a problem. Experience the difference in a real professional. Randy's Carpet Care. Improve your indoor living to a clean, healthy environment. IICRC certified master cleaning specialist in carpet, upholstery, odor control, and stain removal. Owner-operator, family-friendly. Call today to reserve your spot. That's Randy's Carpet Care. We exist to serve you. Call 925-518-1088. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Here's a nice look at the foothills here at Concord High School. The Naval Weapons Station, which is no longer, and I know the city of Concord is thrilled about it. They want to start building there. A new battery for Northgate here in the bottom of the fifth. Gina McCardle, the freshman, will pitch. So Perez is gone after 4 innings. She gave up 8 runs. And Julia Thomas, who we remember from the basketball season, is the catcher now, hitting in the A spot for Heather Langner.
You got a great shot of that scissor lift. One thing I've always been very envious of this school is the land that the school has for PE facilities and athletics. They've got more than enough land here, and they do. The kids come out way ahead.
Well, I don't know if we can see it, but the football team is actually overdoing spring drills right now, and they're not even on the football field.
Yep.
But that'll also give you an idea where they're going to. Here's a good look at it, Coach.
And look at the grass. It's all green. Now, you know, a lot of times you get a broken pipe here or a broken pipe there. And
here's the football practice going on. That's going to be a new football field, not for this season. We'll tell you about that after this pitch. There's a ground ball. Tough play for the shortstop. Throw, not in time. Naughty went over and made a nice play, but the throw was late, and that was actually Sarah Desmond, the batter, and she singles to lead off. And here's Volsecki.
The inside pitch, got a little two-hopper past the third baseman. She just outran the ball.
I was talking to Coach Coddington. He kind of led me out here today. We're going to see Concord. As you also know, we're winding down our coverage of high school sports. Next week we'll have a playoff game for you. That's pop foul. This will give us some time to talk, Coach. Concord and Mount Diablo in week 3 of the football season. They were excited to hear about that, but the Concord Minutemen football team will play Clayton Valley next year while they rebuild their football. And their hope is that one day to have the turf and the lights and the press box. And of course, I made mention of the press box. If they want to see us out there, you need to put us in a press box. But they fully hope to have all that in the next couple of years, and maybe we can actually do a game here from Concord High School. But it is a very nice area. One thing I liked about it walking through, Coach, it was a very clean campus.
Yes.
I cannot stand it when I walk through a campus and it's just litter. And I've seen that in a number of places that we've been. This was a very nice, clean campus.
Yes, I'm very impressed with everything about the schools that I've seen. Like the ground crew, the maintenance people here. I mean, they're all chipping in and doing a great job here.
1-1 to Volsecki. Pitch down low and a pass ball got through Thomas. And Desmet will head to second here. Now, Coach, I mentioned to you, I didn't know if there was a 10-run rule or not. Obviously, we'll find out here if they score 2 runs.
Yeah, got right through the wickets there.
Well, the thing about this that's so different than the overhand delivery in hardball is the way the ball is delivered. And once it hits the ground, it usually goes in a different direction.
All kinds of ways.
Next week will be our final week. We will And please believe us when we say this, there might not be a game, because what if everyone got eliminated and it was Berkeley versus someone we've never seen facility? But we're going to try to bring you a game. Check the Contra Costa Times. More than likely, we'll have a game for you. The one that I guess that we're all kind of shooting for and hoping for would be Clayton Valley De La Salle. Here's a nice bunt out front. McCardle.
Double clutch.
Yep, and throws it away. And here comes Desmond to score the 9th run for Concord.
And as I said before, the game is played in front of the circle. The execution was good offensively and not done well defensively. When you get to this point of the season, two teams are playing with this caliber, that could be the difference in games.
But that's a hit because Volsecki was already across first base. So a hit for Volsecki and an RBI.
And the error allowed to run to score.
Oh, excuse me, there was an error on the throw, even though Volsecki did not move ahead, so there won't be an RBI on that play. There's an error on the pitcher that allowed the runner Desmond to come in to score. 9-0 Concord. Images of 3 Hair Salon, Auto Care 2000, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, Bridgehead Self Storage, Antioch Opticians. Hello to Greg Belay over there, Rock Bottom Records. I know, Coach, Audio Slave with a great new record out. I know it's part of your collection as of yesterday.
Now, wait a minute. I saw that on TV somewhere the other day. I said, I have to tell Dan about that. You got me on that early.
Audio Slave and System of a Down, whose new album is, if you like music that's different, those guys are different. They do not sound like anyone else. They are very unique, and their new album is really good. So Rick has everything at Rock Bottom Records. Fitness 19 in Walnut Creek for $19, where you can afford to be fit. So we're having a little meeting out on the mound there. Togos, thanks for the crew meal today, guys. Ignacio Valley Road at Oak Grove. The Gorgon family, and of course Scott had a big win yesterday over Livermore. Clayton Valley moves on to play either California or Deer Valley. They're playing right now. And that possibility somewhere in there could be our game for next week.
Still, one thing bothers me. There are at least half a dozen teams playing with at least 10 losses.
Yeah,
that bothers me.
Yeah. Well, there's a 16-team bracket. If you made it an 8-team bracket, you know, I would assume that the competition would still be good and you could still have some great games, but you let a lot of teams. It's like anything, though, Coach. They mimic pro sports, and in pro sports, almost everyone makes the playoffs.
You're right.
So here, if you're 9-8 or 11-10, you're in. Swing and a miss, and there goes the runner Volsecki to second. But so far, there weren't too many tremendous upsets yesterday in what I saw.
No.
Most of the favorites won. Next week we'll have a boys hardball game for you because the girls are done on Saturday, as I mentioned, maybe. That's the intention, but the girls finish on Saturday, right before the holiday, and next week it'll be probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We hope that something materializes that meets our needs.
Did you see where the finals might be played for the boys?
Yeah. SBC.
Yeah.
Fouled back. Now today, so our producer Matt Bolander is telling us that the examiner said they won't be there, which you got to wonder why. They actually offered them some money to play there. It wasn't. One and two to Van Dyke. Oh, I don't know if that was a changeup or a let up or. I think that actually needs a new term, Coach. I'm going to let you name that pitch. Maybe we'll have
the high rise.
That's a high rise. That was the pyramid building.
Yep.
2-2. And I'll give Coach Wills the credit here. What does this girl do well?
I'm sorry.
Van Dyke, what is her specialty?
I'm
bunting.
I'm concentrating on McCardle right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Her being a freshman, this is great for her to get this experience of being in a North Coast section game.
I was going to say that she's not bunting. They're letting her swing away, and there's strike 3. But I thought that was kind of classy with a 9-0 lead, not to force another bunt in a situation on the freshman pitcher.
You're thinking like I'm thinking. Ball ran in on him. Right on the black of the plate.
Well, we know that Northgate's future is secure for the next couple of years with the McCardle sisters. Runner goes, no one at third, and a stolen base again for Volsecki. I don't think that was a called steal. I think Volsecki just saw that no one was covering it, and I'm going to take it.
up to you.
Well, like I said, I think that, well, you know what, Coach? I'll agree. If you put a sign on in that situation and said, I want you to go steal a base is one thing, but if no one's going to cover the next base, I'm probably going to go run to it too. You know what I'm saying?
But there's also okay, guys, we're so many runs ahead. You know, we've been in this situation before. We've been down this many runs. We know what it feels like. And that ball ripped
over the head of the right fielder, Sargentson. And I think that the way the umpire pointed to the plate was like the game was over. And I think it is. I think the game is over, Coach. It's a 10-run rule, 5 innings. This game is over. He waited till the runner, who was Volsecki, came in to score on the hit by Charlo, and that's the ball game. So our game over here pretty rapidly in an hour and 25 minutes today. 10-0 Concord after the 5-inning 10-run rule, and we'll be back to wrap this one up for you after this on Comcast.
Get ready, Northern California. Mosaic Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mosaic invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mosaic. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mosaic Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
1 hour and 7 minutes ago, my father brought forth a free documentary on the Civil War. No video store, no trip to the library, for this box is a library of thousands of shows. What is next? Cartoons. We shall now watch cartoons. My name is Tommy, and I've discovered On Demand.
On Demand from Comcast Digital Cable. Call now for this great offer.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, No Bust 21 Blackjack, Low Ball, High-Low Split, Pai-Gow, and provide Keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, beginning at 5:30 p.m., is a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner take all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. is NFL football on all 14 TVs. The 19th Hole behind the post office in Antioch.
Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch, located behind Kmart off Highway 4 and East 18th Street. Bridgehead Self-Storage has 5x6 to 10x40 24-hour security units for those extra things you just can't fit in the garage anymore. RV and boat storage spaces are also available, and along with packing and moving supplies. That's Bridgehead Self-Storage of Antioch behind Kmart off Highway 4. Thanks again to all our friends from Comcast Game of the Week. Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment, that's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Now there's a drug available all across America.
Ecstasy changed my life.
Ecstasy is not for everyone. In fact, it's not for anyone. New studies show that ecstasy is toxic to the body. Side effects may include depression, severe anxiety, hypertension, heat stroke, seizures, heart attacks, liver damage, kidney or cardiovascular system failure, worried parents, loss of friends, isolation, emptiness.
Ecstasy changed my whole life.
Ask your doctor and see why ecstasy isn't right for you.
Back at Concord High School, 10-0 Concord in 5 innings. The 10-run rule in effect here, Coach. Quickly, the totals in today's game. Concord 10 runs, 14 hits, no errors, 5 runners left on base. Northgate no runs, 3 hits, 3 errors, 4 runners left on. Volsecki gets the win. It's her 18th of the year. Perez takes the loss. Frank's the game-winning RBI in a snappy 1 hour and 25 minutes.
Boy, I'll tell you, I did not see a weakness on Concord. They hit the ball well, they field the ball well, they execute the short game, they ran the bases smart and aggressive, and they're tough on the pitcher's mound and behind the plate.
We're going to try to get Amanda Volsecki and Sarah Hurlbut over here for an interview. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We got plenty of time, folks, so stick around. 10-0 Concord from Concord High School.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
I got one. Quick, reel it in. Hey, look, it's already marinated.
No, it's dead, and it's covered with oil and grime. And you don't marinate fish.
It's dead, but why?
Because of that guy. He's dumping his used oil and filter on the ground next to the delta.
Look, here comes Mr. Funnelhead to save the delta.
No, the world.
Hey, stop that! Don't you know that by dumping your used oil and filters into the delta, you're destroying our water supply? Too many gallons of used oil and sewage have already contaminated our waters. And even though the average used oil filter looks empty, it still contains up to a cup of used motor oil. Take your used oil and filters to a certified used oil recycling center where they can properly recycle the oil and filter for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Back at Concord High School, the Minutemen today in 5 innings, 10-0 over Northgate. We have a couple players of the game for you here. First, Sarah Hurlbut, a junior, the second baseman. She had a couple of big hits. You want to talk about those?
Well, I think I just came out positive today. I think the whole team did. We just came out with energy, just a desire to win NCS. And so I think when I just came out, I just fed off the energy of the entire team, and everyone was getting hits this game, and it was just awesome. So I just fed off the energy of the team.
Well, you guys, Coach was mentioning that, Coach Whitman, during the wrap-up, that you guys hit today. You fielded well today. Amanda pitched great today.
Yeah.
Is this one of the best games you've played all year?
Defensively and offensively, I think this is one of the most solid games we've had all year, and against a very good team as well.
Here's one of the plays, the hustle play where you scored at the end of the game here. I believe this was in the 4th inning after you had the double. You saw the ball, it seemed very well today. Every at bat you hit the ball very hard. Do you like this particular pitcher, Perez? Have you faced her before? You used to seeing her?
I've seen Perez before, not only in high school but also in summer ball as well. So I've seen what she's done, and she's a very good pitcher, and I just was on today, and the entire team was on, and I think that, we all had the ability to hit her today. So
even though this is a good time for you guys, obviously after last week, you had the heartbreaking loss to Alhambra last week.
Yes.
This is a good step ahead. You may see Alhambra again later this week, but it's got to be kind of a sad time for you too, because a lot of these players, these seniors, are going to be gone after next week.
6 of them are leaving, and they're just a part of our family, and it's going to be devastating. I mean, we've all cried. We've had our share of tears of them leaving, so it's going to be devastating, and it's going to be hard replacing them. We have to move around the entire infield and move the entire lineup around, so it's going to be definitely hard.
Where will you play next year, do you believe? Second base still, or?
It's either going to be filling in for our catcher, Carrie Franks, or I will stay at second base.
Okay, but that's the good news, is you'll be back next year,
Yeah,
and of course
yes.
you'll be one of the big players for the Concord Minutemen. Sarah, thank you very much.
You're
We're gonna have Amanda step in and say hello now, who pitched a great game. So that's Sarah Hurlbut. She had 2 doubles today, 3 RBIs, scored 2 runs, had a great game for the Concord Minutemen. And here's the pitcher for Concord, Amanda Volsecki. and she's ready to go. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Amanda, we've read a lot about you over the past couple weeks as we prepared for this game. You're one of the best pitchers in this league, and today you pitched a very, very good game. Tell us a little bit about your style and your career here.
Well, I started off as a freshman. We weren't very strong that year, but Carrie and I made the team. And I've never been one of the faster pitchers on the team, but I try to hit the locations more and change my speed up because I don't have the top speed that many of the pitchers have.
Well, it looked like you were throwing harder today than perhaps, especially the rise ball. That rise ball comes in very hard to hit. Coach mentioned a number of times, unhittable almost for a number of them. They only had 3 hits off of you today. Would you, Sarah thought this was one of the best games you'd played. A complete game, would you agree with that?
Yes, this has definitely been one of my stronger games this year. With the rise ball, I have to get it higher because if I don't, or faster, that's the one they can hit hard. So that one you have to work on to get faster so they can.
One thing I always wanted to ask someone, a pitcher like you, it's not like in the hardball game where guys, you have 2, 3, 4 pitchers. You've pitched virtually every game this year. You're going to have to pitch 2 more, excuse me, because you guys had the bye. Does your arm ever get tired? Are you ever worn out at all?
In tournaments, this tournament that we had over spring break when I had to pitch 3 games in 2 days, I get tired then, but because of that, I can pitch 3 games a week. It's not that hard for me.
Well, here, one last question for you. Obviously, if Alameda wins, this would be the last game you play here. What do you take away from Concord High School? Great career you've had here.
It's been a great experience. I came to a team, nobody expected us to do well, and we have worked our way to the top. It's been great. It's been so fun here.
Well, you scored the final run. You put the nail in the coffin. 10-0 Concord. Thank you, Amanda. We'll be back after this break to wrap it up from Concord High School. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck to you guys on Friday.
I got one. Quick, reel it in.
Hey, look, it's already marinated.
No, it's dead, and it's covered with oil and grime. And you don't marinate fish.
It's dead, but why?
Because of that guy. He's dumping his used oil and filter on the ground next to the delta.
Look, here comes Mr. Funnelhead to save the delta.
No, the world.
Hey, stop that! Don't you know that by dumping your used oil and filters into the delta, you're destroying our water supply? Too many gallons of used oil and sewage have already contaminated our waters. And even though the average used oil filter looks empty, it still contains up to a cup of used motor oil. Take your used oil and filters to a certified used oil recycling center where they can properly recycle the oil and filter for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Another nice look at the foothills here as we wrap this one up. Concord wins 10-0, a 2A softball quarterfinal. They'll play the winner of the Alameda-Piedmont game. Coach, you mentioned Alameda with 19 straight wins. Alhambra, though, also a very tough team. Possibility of maybe the rematch, Concord and Alhambra, taking place on Saturday as well.
That's right. Anything can happen with these when you get to this part of the season. All these teams, you hope you're playing your best softball or baseball at this particular time of the year, and when that happens, anything can happen. But again, I was really impressed with the short game of Concord High School here today.
I think Concord played probably one of their better games here today. While we're at it, though, 3A, do you fully expect Freedom to come out of that? I think that's the favorite.
I expect Freedom to get to the final game. I don't know if they'll win it, but there's some other good teams in that bracket that could have something to say about that.
Well, let me tell you, folks, about our plans here. This wraps up our softball coverage. Obviously, the girls will be done on Saturday. Good luck to all the schools. Next year, I would expect we would plan. We did 2 games last year, 2 games this year. I'd like to do a couple more of these games. I think the girls softball games are getting a lot more interesting. A lot of great talent will be coming back next year. Next week, we will have a game for you. The boys' side, if there is one available. Check the Contra Costa Times. We certainly hope that something materializes. Maybe Clayton Valley, maybe Monte Vista. You never know. We can do games in those sites, and we'll try to bring one to you next week. Let's say goodnight. Here's our football schedule for you. We'll tell you about that in case this is the final game. The next time you would see us is on the weekend of September 10th and 11th. A great game, San Ramon at Campo Lindo. San Ramon won the 3A last year, Camp Lindo the runner-up in 2A to Bishop O'Dowd. And then you can see a number of great rivalry games. Ignacio at Clayton, Concord at Mount Diablo, Northgate at Los Lomas, Deer Valley at Pittsburgh. October 21st is, of course, one of the highlight games of any season, De La Salle at Pittsburgh. And then, of course, it's not on there, but we will have on weekend of November 12th, the 86th annual Pittsburgh-Antioch game. Of course, Antioch with a new head coach, Frank Beatty, and congratulations to him and the SaberCats who made the playoffs. I was at that game on Saturday night. That's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, that's a great timeout.
I want to say thanks to all of our great crew that help us. If this is our final game, thanks to all the great crew, thanks to Matt Bollender and all the people at Comcast. We try to, I think we do a pretty damn good job, quality job, bringing you guys high school sports every week here on the Comcast Game Week. I want to thank you as well, Coach.
And I have seen other broadcasts by other areas of California, and I'll tell you, our guys here do a great job.
It is. Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria, one of the great friends of the program here on the Comcast Game of the Week. Brendan Theaters, the longest yards out there, and you can see that unless you want to stand in line for Star Wars, folks. That's out there as well this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. There'll be a lot of people at the theaters if you're not barbecuing. Hertz Equipment Rental, thanks for the scissor lift today, guys, over in Pacheco. Velocity Sports Performance. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. You'll see Mr. Funnelhead at the Contra Costa Fair next week. I'll be there on Saturday for 70s Rock Superstars Foghat.
Foghat,
yes. in Antioch next week.
Look out.
Come on. Mazet Pontiac in Pittsburgh. Charter Funding Incorporated in Antioch. Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fit in Walnut Creek. Togo's great sandwiches all over the Bay Area and especially on Ignacio Valley Road in Walnut Creek. Images of 3 Hair Salon, Auto Care 2000, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, Bridget Self Storage, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records. We fully expect to be bringing you a baseball game next week, folks, but if it doesn't happen, don't blame me. Don't call Matt. We're going to try. It's undetermined. Check the Contra Costa Times next week for that game. It would be on Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. For Coach Whitman, this is Dan Wall reminding you of our final score. Concord wins 10-0. This has been a high school sports production brought to you by Comcast in Walnut Creek. Thanks for watching, everybody.
And see you at the yard.